Hello, my name is Kim Nguyen and I'm living in Vietnam right now. So far, I'm still a university student at in Ho Chi Minh City.
My name is Martin. I'm from Germany and I'm currently living in the Philippines in Manila and working for PayPal.
My name is Andy Nguyen and I live in Stockholm, Sweden. I work as a freelance software engineer.
My name is Long. I'm from Vietnam, Hanoi, the upper north of Vietnam, and I'm a professional software developer.
I think online classes are great. I can just get online and almost get the same knowledge as being in a traditional in-class learning experience.
Online learning, online education is the future of education, not just in language, but also in own field of life, right?
I find online classes very convenient and flexible because I can study it anytime, anywhere.
For me, online classes are basically a flexible way of learning. That is, as long as internet is available, you have no issues with commuting, pandemics, or any other barriers. You can just learn from home.
The reason why I study Chinese online because I think Vietnamese and Chinese are quite similar to each other, and it's good for me to know more about Chinese characters. And especially, I watch a lot of Chinese drama, and it would be more fun if I can understand the Chinese subtitle. Then I can memorize the characters, and I can learn more and practice myself too.
Studying Chinese online specifically, for me, is the most convenient options right now. I want to have conversation practice, and I think that's important. Because of the pandemic and everything, that's not easy to have here in the Philippines, so that is why I looked for that option.
If your goal is to learn Chinese, like you want to learn and improve and speak fluently, maybe having teachers where you can practice and ask questions and learn is kind of fundamental to improve. So by studying online, you can increase the hours you get exposed to this learning method, and the more practice you will get, the faster you will learn. So I think studying online is a very convenient way of getting those practice hours that you need.
I always love learning new language, especially Mandarin, right? So I had like 2, 3, 4 times I tried in the past. A couple times in Hanoi offline, but it didn't work out well because I was busy. I couldn't go to the class offline, and I also tried the app, the smart app on the smartphone, but it just didn't work. So right now, I think online classes might be a better solution for me.
The reason that I chose LTL School specifically is because I wanted a group online class. I was looking for a group online class to meet others with the same goal. And I found that LTL offers affordable options for that, which is why I chose LTL.
I chose LTL school because I have previous experience from that school. 2 years ago, I went to Shanghai and I spent 5 weeks there having private classes one-to-one. And it was a great experience. So when I saw that they also had online courses, I felt I had to try it out. My daily life here in Sweden, I don't have a lot of time to go abroad to study. So having the possibility to study online with LTL was great. So I had to try it out.
I choose LTL Online School because I got a recommendation from my friend, and I did a research myself on the internet, and LTL School is pretty cool for study Chinese, especially when we can interact with local Chinese people to learn a language. That is one of the most useful ways to me.
Learning from the start, right? I know a couple of words already, but I want to start from the beginning. And right now I'm taking the group classes.
The course I'm studying right now is in a group with other 5 students, and it's pretty cool because I can talk with all the international students at the same time, even they don't really base in Vietnam.
So right now I'm doing a group course and we are trying to learn HSK4.
I started with the HSK1 level group course in LTL to refresh on what I had learned so far in Chinese, because I didn't start at LTL. I self-taught myself before. So to like refresh and build a solid foundation, I chose the HSK1 level, and I chose the 4 weeks option with 6 hours per week. So that is 3 days. And the reason why I chose specifically that one is because I was thinking that having 3 times a week practicing will give me better results than 2 times.
I'm studying with Miss Jane right now, and she's amazing, very supportive, very helpful as well. So because I start Chinese from the beginning, but she's very patient. She gives a lot of extra examples to explain about the words and explain how we can combine them to make into a very simple sentence. And I like her too much. I really like her.
My teacher is good, and the LTL decks and additional material she shares is supporting the learning process. Actually, there's so much material that sometimes I'm not even using everything. So she's sending me the decks that we use during the class, and she's using like these quizzes that she sets up online where it asks you about certain vocabularies or certain sentences, and you have to, like a flashcard system online. And she's sending me recordings of her voice so I can compare what I learned with her voice. That's really a lot of support there. I'm already completely tapped out on my time with just learning the vocabulary. So, but yeah, it's a great support, and she's very good at helping me on all the things.
My teachers are great. My classes we speak mostly Chinese, but if I have a question, if I want them to explain more in detail so I will understand, they know English also. But I think they're very skilled and have good ways of practicing and learning and fun exercises. So they're great.
The teacher is awesome. She have a lot of energy, and I only learned with 2 teachers so far, and both of them they seem young and very energetic, and they speak English quite well. I really like the way that they teach, and especially the curriculum. The way that the school designed the curriculum is different from the way that I used to look at the one I took offline in Hanoi. For example, they took a different approach, which I think will take much more time for me to be able to read or write or speak.
I think since I started online 2 days a week, 2 hours each lesson, it's improved a lot, especially my listening and speaking ability. I felt has been improved a lot faster than before.
I can see that there was great improvement, especially in writing. Previously, nobody teach me how to use the keyboard to type the pinyin and then see the character come out, right? So and also the way that the school structure the curriculum make it easy to follow up, like 1 or twice a week to get going with the daily conversation, right? So speaking, listening, improving, and also I couldn't believe that I can start typing and then send my Chinese character to my friends. Yeah, that's kind of awesome.
After 2 weeks, I've been studying Chinese. I think my Chinese is slightly better than before because I can say some basic sentences like 我叫 Kim, my name is Kim, or 我是越南人, I'm Vietnamese, or I come from Vietnam. Or also I can say 很高兴认识你, like very nice to meet you, and other sentences as well. And I find very excited when I can practice or recognize a very simple Chinese character somewhere when I catch on the street or on a menu, and I feel like, ooh, I can read Chinese now.
When I started at LTL, as I said before, I was mainly self-taught on vocabularies and writing the Chinese characters. So from mostly knowing these self-taught topics, I progressed towards being able to actually build sentences and conversations by now. So exactly what I had in mind, what my goal is, I already achieved partly. Integrating learning online into my daily life was pretty simple because I can just move from my working from home to learning online from home. It's just taking my personal laptop instead of my office laptop and starting the session, right? And definitely it's a really good option for me right now. I'm the most flexible with that part, so definitely a good thing.
To me, online Chinese class right now is perfectly fit into my personal schedule because I have to study in the morning and work at the same time. I don't really want to travel back and forward to Chinese classes. So I think online classes is a perfect solution for me so far. And I would love to continue studying online Chinese online classes.
Yes, I think other people should study Chinese online. If they want to learn Chinese and want to improve, I think you need to practice with a teacher. So studying online is a great method to get that practice.
Yes, definitely, right? Not just Chinese, I mean anything. If you want to learn English, Spanish, Mandarin, or a new skill, software programming, for example, right? You should do it online. And actually, online seems to be the most possible way to do it. Since if you want to go overseas to learn a new language, you can. Right? Nobody can fly these days. So yeah, definitely. Actually, I already did. I introduced the course to some of my friends, and I also asked my wife to take online courses for what she wants to learn in life.
Personally, I think if people don't really have time to go to the class, I recommend them to study online because it's very convenient. They can study it at home or they can study it when they travel somewhere. But if people really would like to study real Chinese, I recommend them to live in a homestay and practice with local Chinese people who can't speak in English or other languages at all. And I believe that is one of the quickest way to practice and completely engage with the language.
I would say for those who actually want to learn Chinese Mandarin and do not have a school nearby that they can attend physically, I would definitely recommend studying online. And especially right now, going physically to a school with the pandemics is probably not the best choice. So anyway, if you prefer to be flexible and doing the learning from home, that's, from my perspective, the best thing you can do.
Initially, I didn't have much expectation for online classes because I studied before and I have to share the class with other Chinese students at the same time. The connection is not good and I didn't have enough interaction mainly with the teacher, and it terribly put me off a little bit. But since I study online Chinese online classes in LTL, I find it very interesting because we only have other 5 students and we can speak and talk a lot with each other, especially got the support from the teacher. And now I think so far my perspective has been totally changed. I like online classes a lot, and I think my Chinese ability has improved too.
So the expectation is first of all the material. I would expect to see a lot of material like document PDF file or pre-recorded video, things like that, and also the quality of the teacher. You know, the way the teaching skill is also important. That will play an important role in helping the student get used to a new skill, a new language, right? So with LTL, I think the material are good. It's available on the portal and I can easily access it. I didn't have a chance to try the one-on-one class, but the small group class already showed that it has the potential to become an easier way to learn, right? So if I compare this one with the class that I went to in Hanoi, like 20, 30 students, it's too much, and I don't have much time with the teacher, right? So with the small classes of LTL, we have 6 students, and usually 6, but sometimes there's only 4, and that's why there was a day when there was only me. I registered for a group class, but nobody showed up, only me. So I have the whole class for myself, which is awesome, right? So yeah, I think LTL delivered what I expect.
My expectations on online learning. Well, compared to watching learning videos, my expectations of online language classes are actually to efficiently learning on how to converse and read, which you would not easily be able to achieve, in my opinion, from just watching a video or reading a workbook. So learning vocabulary is my responsibility, and I can do that while I wait for the taxi or eat my lunch. But the real thing that you want to achieve, I think, when you learn a language is to actually be able to converse with other people, to have a conversation and to understand and to read. And I think that can be best achieved with an actually online or physical class where you are forced to have that conversation.
My expectation was mostly to see if I can improve my speaking and listening ability. And yes, I feel I have improved a lot since I started doing online classes. The classes I've been to have also been like pretty small, so I think that made me being able to get the great practice as I needed.
Okay, advice for learning or studying online. Well, first of all, plan to spend a lot of time learning vocabulary and character writing, especially for Chinese Mandarin. And you need persistence. Persistence is key, and it's very important because you have to consistently learn vocabulary, you have to write the characters. I personally schedule a bit of vocabulary learning into my daily morning routine because that's just me. When I come from work, I'm usually tired out and often don't have the discipline to learn vocabulary after work. So I made that my daily routine in the morning and a little bit during lunch. That works perfectly for me. But everyone has to find their own strategy, how it works best for them. But yeah, definitely a lot of time, persistence, and an online class if possible.
Wherever you are in your language studies, to whatever level you are, like start right away and don't wait. Get that listening and speaking practice as early as possible. And online studying is a way to do that. And in the beginning of my Chinese language story, I didn't really speak a lot in the beginning. I mostly read, and I think that's a mistake. Try to speak and listen as early as possible, because I think that is the most important way to learn a language.
First of all, I think is knowing how to learn online. That's a skill that we have to learn, right? And prepare for class. I have mentioned it several times, and I think it's still important. We have to prepare because everyone have life and work get in the way, right? So we have to prepare for the class, get like 30 minutes at least to prepare before joining the class. It will be much better. And then review after class.
If somebody asks me, should they study online classes for Chinese? I definitely say they should, because based on my personal experience, this is so great because my expectations meet all together after I study Chinese online with LTL school, and I got a lot of support from the teacher, and I meet so many interesting international students at the same time. And I think it's worth to try, and it's worth money too. So people should not to overthink about that it's going to be a bad experience or they're going to waste their money if they try online classes. Just give it a go.